All right, y'all. This your boy DK Hammonds, and I am coming to you to provide some instruction for the next 28 days on how to handle love, life, relationship, as well as being within the church. One of the first things that we see inside of church is the conversation rooted in Proverbs 31. So here in Proverbs 31, we normally attach this conversation with the text that he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing and obtain favor before the Lord. But this conversation was actually a conversation rooted between a mother and her child. As a matter of fact, the text opens up talking about in Proverbs 31 the words King Lumel, the oracle which his mother taught him. And I'm reading from the Amplified Version. And she's having this conversation with her son, and she's talking to her son, and she's giving him traits in which he needs to be purposely paying attention to, purposely, keenly shifting his thought process to consider what is it to find a good wife or a good thing in Proverbs 31. And she gives these various things in Proverbs 31 that I want to lift up for the sake of conversation of a podcast. She talks to her son. She says to her son, do not waste your strength on women who ruin kings. Let that sit for a minute. She's talking to her son, and she's having a conversation with her son. And she's telling son, do not waste your time on women who ruin kings. All right? That's not all that she says. She gives him instructions for himself. She says, rulers should not crave alcohol, or if they drink, they forget the law and not give justice to the oppressed. Alcohol is for the dying, wine is for bitter distress. Let them drink to forget their poverty and remember their troubles no more. So somebody who I think is in excess of alcohol, let's not be like them. They have no control over the things that they're doing. This is according to Proverbs 31. Speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves. This is so good. Ensure justice for those being crushed. Yes, speak up for the poor, helpless, and see that they get justice. Don't be overly trying to get told back. And son, speak up for those who can't speak for themselves. As a son, a mother's having a conversation with her son, and the conversation is rooted in justice. Then she talks about verse 10, who can find a virtuous, watch this, I love this version. Who can find a virtuous, capable wife? Now, three things you gotta be in order to be in order to be considered. You gotta be virtuous, capable, and a wife. Some people are capable, not virtuous. Some people are virtuous and not capable. And some people are not wives. Or in this case, husbands. She's more precious than rubies. Her husband can trust her, and she will greatly enrich his life. She brings him good, not harm, all the days of her life. She brings him peace. I know some of y'all say, screw his peace, but sometimes the Bible say you're supposed to bring him peace. I'm supposed to be able to trust you. You're supposed to bring good to me and not harm. Now, I also want to center the conversation that it's not necessarily just for a man to behave this way, but also a woman should behave this way as well. And we should be equally willing to do that. But this is a conversation rooted in a mother having a talk with her son. All right. She finds work. That's the conversation in of itself. That's verses 13 through 15. She knows how to spend. She knows how to utilize money. She ain't trying to crash out on your bread. She know how to use her own bread. Right? I love this. Verse 23, it says, her husband is well known in the city and gates, where he sits he sits with other civic leaders. She melts belted lining garments. He shashes and sells merchants. She's clothed with strength, dignity, and she laughs without fear of the future. When she speaks, her words are wise. This means you can't be crashing out because usually when you crash out, your words ain't wise. She gives instructions and kindness. She's carefully watches everything in her household and suffers nothing from laziness. Her children call her blessed. This is a virtual capable woman. Now listen, most of us that are in relationships, most women that I know want, they say that they're that. But if we go back and look at the sum total and totality of your life, you aren't. You aren't. What you are is a replica of that. You're aspiring to be that, but you're not. Right. And equally, here's the one thing, the capable thing that's in the text in Proverbs 31. A son is willing to listen to his mom concerning the women that he deal with. There's obviously a conversation that a mother's going to give that son about who you dealing with and how that's going to help. So I want to lift that up to each one of you that consider Proverbs 31 as this fairy tale, romanticized conversation. This is a conversation with a son and a mom. And a mom is giving her son the game on what he is to be and what he is to expect from any person that he's in connection with. Now, I know many of you are going to try to be everything in this scripture, but that I would say that might be impossible for some. Some may not want that king. Somebody might want something else. And if that be true, then let that be true. Listen, so that's Proverbs 31. We need to reimagine how we view this text because many of us are using this text as a text to cover up what we see as relational stuff that a person would want, when really it's laziness. You need to aspire to do more. You need to aspire to be more like Christ first. And then, if you can take some of these attributes, apply them to your Christian journey and go from there. But most importantly, lastly, have somebody that can speak into your life because speaking into your life, if that person is a sign, could help change the trajectory of your life. 28 days, y'all. Peace.